There we are. We're back, folks. We're back. I got the thing. I can annoy you all now. So much more. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. Happy to finally have my audio device back in order. We also got a capture card. Holy crap. It's I'm blown away, honestly. So this thing came in like 10 minutes ago, and this is basically one of two capture cards we could get. I don't know if this came from abroad, but it took a while to get here. And finally, as you can see, full quality again. Hello, folks. Hello. New text-to-speech thing. Yes, totally new text-to-speech thing that I absolutely did add to the overlay. Absolutely. Yeah. Right on top of that. Everybody, how y'all doing today? Welcome in. If you put the overlay. Wait. Hold on. This can't be that hard. There it is. Boom, we're in. It's that easy. Unmuted in the Stream Elements page to hear text-to-speech. All right, so y'all got yourselves an error code. I do believe we have text-to-speech now. Back to this screen. Oh, back to this screen. Now back to this screen. And then over to this screen. Hey, we're back. All right. Sorry about that confusion. Welcome in, folks. Good to see you. Happy evening, happy morning, happy afternoon to you. Are you having a wonderful week? It's hump day. I would like to hear how things are going for you. Get me hyped, because I got an interesting topic to talk to you guys about here in the beginning of the stream. We've also got a winner to announce for the Asgard giveaway, which is now ended. And we'll figure out why the overlay is not working. Can't say I'm surprised. Overlays be like that sometimes. Legit question. Have you been starting stream at 7 this whole time thinking that it's been 9? No. No, we purposefully put the stream time back. We have updated overlays. I guess I need to change the Twitch schedule. Mrs. Tomato does. 5 days left, it says on the giveaway page. It shouldn't. That's real awkward if it does. Let me confirm. Oh, that it does. Well, I guess shame on me. That's a question for Mrs. Tomato. 5 days left, it says. Yes, you are correct. It does say that. And we will confirm shortly if 5 days is true. But looks like it is. We'll keep getting them points. AAK, good to see you in chat. Yui, welcome in. Daft Digit, Arctic Wolf, Brother Ananzi, Maverick Zero. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. We're gonna be doing some gameplay today, so if you guys want to hop in with me, GII folks, I will be in the GII Voice 1. We're gonna go do some looting, booting, and getting some tooting. Tricky Business, Greeny Cake, Fola, and Zero over on YouTube. Thank you guys for being in the Big Red. I know it's a little lonely over there right now, but I promise it'll heat up. It'll heat up. Tomatoes are red. YouTube's red. Makes sense. Telling y'all now that you're gonna want to increase the price because I'm gonna abuse the TTS. I'm pretty sure it's just linked to like the subs and stuff when people put messages in there. You're 19K'd. Ah, dude. Sorry to hear that. What's up, Pickles? How's it going? Mr. Twisted Pickles. All right. Given we are not actually going to announce a giveaway winner, to start off, Before we get into the game, I wanted to talk about something that's probably been talked about to death at this point, but I figured maybe I could add a little bit of context into the discussion. Yes, that's right, as you all could have possibly imagined, especially on this channel. Dune Awakening. We talk about Dune Awakening all the time. I want to talk about the change coming up in this game that is, I'm sure everybody has heard about nonstop at this point. I don't even play Dune Awakening. We have plenty of people in GII, in the garden, in the community in general who play it. We've got a channel on there. I'm going to jump in at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. But they're making a change to their PvE and PvP gameplay based on community feedback after the first, 3, maybe 4 weeks of this game being out. And they made a big post here that I'm going to kind of skim through and give you some of the main things that I see. And then we're going to talk about how this relates to Star Citizen, because that is the conversation that is popping up. In fact, we could probably hop on over to the good old r/Reddit, r/Star Citizen, where, hey, look at that. The second post is the message. So I figured it might be something that people are looking into. And I thought, why don't we bring up some of the stuff that has been talked about in the higgity past about Star Citizen, how it would work, the PvP slider, and like the design of Star Citizen versus a game like Dune Awakening, which again, I don't play, so I don't actually know all the ins and outs of the design, but I know that it is a game with closed off space for PvP that requires you to go there for certain stuff. Regardless, easier said by them than me. So let's dive into this post real quick. Saying, hello, sleepers. We're just going to go with that, sleepers. I wanted to write something that acknowledges and addresses the comments around the endgame of Dune. Fortunately, the month of June is ending soon, while also providing context for what we were attempting. So let me start by stating this unequivocally. We want PvE players to be able to play the endgame and have access to the content of the endgame. Our goal is not to force PvE players to interact with the PvP system that they may not have interest in. Already off to a hot start. The fact that you have to, like, I understand that. That's a completely fine take. I believe that should probably be true for any game. Mark Twain once said, possibly, probably, no endgame plan survives first contact with the players. We still believe in the core concept of the deep desert, an endlessly renewing location that resets every week and creates an activity loop for great rewards. The tension of heading out there, head on a swivel, eyes peeled for foes as you enter the most dangerous part of the most dangerous planet in the universe. It makes sense. I mean, having it walled off also makes tons of sense because people are going to take that PvP elsewhere, but in terms of making it geographically based, that's kind of what Star Citizen is doing. It's just that they don't have anything to enforce that. And it's a choice between artificial walls or in-game systems, and the in-game systems don't exist. Let's drop down though here to the actual points that they lay out. PvP itself has plenty of issues that need to be addressed. We're taking steps in that direction with our first changes to Scout Ornithopters. As Villager stated in the AMA, these should be implemented in the game shortly. Scouts with rocket launchers attached will have their speed maneuverability reduced. Rockets fired from scouts will have increased heat generation. Thrusters will provide a max speed bonus regardless of wings, ensuring that thruster-equipped scouts will be the fastest vehicle in the game. A new T5 infantry rocket launcher will be added to help improve the dynamics of vehicle ground combat. There are additional changes to mechanics like respawn timers, vehicle storage tools, hand scanners, and other mechanics that we see being abused in the deep desert. The intended dynamic of Deep Desert PvP in Dune Awakening is that unless you really mess up, you always have the option to retreat in good order with whatever you're managed to claim so far. If you're smart and vigilant, you never have to fight if you don't want to. If you run, you'll have to call a halt to whatever task you were pursuing. That should always be first. PvP should happen when both parties decide they want to fight over a location. That is, this is related to Essie. That is pretty much how I think it's supposed to play out in Star Citizen 2. The idea that you grind it out again. Why isn't it working though? Weird. Where was I? Oh, the idea that you shouldn't have to fight if you don't want to is 100% something I believe about in Star Citizen. That was the whole argument about master modes when they were working on that system. Balancing it so that obviously like you have to make a decision to make sure you get away, but you need to make that decision smartly and well. And I do think that actually getting away should be something that you can mess up on and still get away. Like you should have to make mistakes in order to actually get caught in this game and killed. And I think that's the direction they're going on with the time to disable instead of time to kill, with lasers piercing shields and stuff instead of, you know, taking out the whole ship. But 5 more days left.
Want to keep going?
Yeah, let's just do it 5 more days.
Normally. How's that?
No problem.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah. Right here? Oh. Midstream maintenance, y'all. All right, I put it in. Where were we? So who would have won? Hey! Freaking anonymous gifter. I didn't hear anything. Yeah, it might have to be something that we do on OBS side or my audio or something. There's always... It's on here, but I mean, there might be something else. I don't know. It's difficult. Overlays just don't work sometimes. Okay. So I think you should be able to just get away. That should always be an easy thing to do, because at the end of the day, PvP should be something people are actually agreeing to. Like, it's a danger. It's a deterrent. It keeps you away from certain places, and it attracts other people to certain places. But that's not always PvP. That's combat in general. Like, I want to be scared of the NPCs too, you know? There was like one moment in Star Citizen so far in the Hathor locations when I finally was like actually scared of the NPCs, and I was backpedaling, you know, feeling like I was outnumbered and outplayed and it was not going well. And that doesn't really happen often, but I feel like if that happens more in places, even by NPCs, people won't go as much, you know? Either way, the differences between these two games are actually kind of big, I think, because this is more about a closed off endgame location where you go in and you specifically are going there for the PvP and stuff. The problem people have is that there's stuff that was perceived as being exclusive to there. So it's like if CIG released a new sandbox activity and then locked all of the ship progression, getting new ships behind that activity. The other difference between these two games, though, is that one is finished and the other one is very far from being finished. So, like, it's one thing to complain about the systems not working in Dune, which has seen its release and is ready to, you know, go full throttle as a full game, versus another game that has, like, maybe half of its features done. And really, the fact that they can even make these calls and balancing these things is something that Star Citizen doesn't have the luxury of doing. Let's see if there's anything else here that's super important. Finally, the intended dynamic has always been combined arms. We have infantry and ground vehicles and air vehicles, and they're all supposed to have clear roles, clear strengths, and clear counters. Hold on. I swear there was like something about the burnables. Might be missing the key part. Where is PK in the chat, man? I was like, hey, we're going to be talking about Dune a little bit today. Then people will complain about the NPCs being too difficult. Then stay away from that area. What? NPCs get too difficult in games. That's the whole point. In the future, will it be possible to avoid PvP, or will it be forced on us against our will? I don't know exactly what you mean by forced on you. Like, you don't have to go to places that are meant for PvP, but the majority of the game will be space in which PvP can be had. I think one of the things that gets forgotten in this conversation most is like, if we get rid of PvPs, it's different for Dune because, like I said, this is a closed location where they can just change the rules for the end game. If Star Citizen did the same thing and changed the rules based on not wanting PvP, we'd have to figure out how to deal with tractor beams no longer being able to work on anybody else's ships. We'd have to figure out how to do medical gameplay without, like, I don't know, only being able to do medical gameplay on people in your party. Salvage beams couldn't work on player ships. Mining tools possibly couldn't do damage to shields. Like, there are so many things that just are supposed to be player-to-player interactions in this game that can also be used as PvP that very well might just be gone if we decided to make a change as big as saying no PvP in the game. I do appreciate what they're doing here. But I think because the way the games are formatted, it's not the same kind of situation. So this Landsrod that they're talking about, probably butchering that pronunciation, is an umbrella for all endgame activities. What form do those endgame activities take? More dungeons with bosses that drop endgame loot, more contracts that require specific tasks to be undertaken, more specialized delivery tasks that include components that cannot be stockpiled. If we ever add raids to the game, there will be tasks on the Landsrod to complete those raids. It's a framework that holds the endgame activities in place. And what they're saying about this is it should be doing that, let's see, as a system, it is an activity driver that is designed to promote the conflict between the factions, internal politics between the guilds, while providing goal thresholds for individuals and groups to work together towards getting personal rewards. And it should be doing that for everyone who wants to participate in the Elder game, be that PvE or PvP. The Landsrod should be giving you things to do every day and every week. If nothing new from a design perspective, we've seen daily and weekly quest systems in game for a long time. Our approach was to try and frame this system around the greater politics of the Dune universe, by having players engage in activities to earn the votes of various Landsrad houses. Now, I'm not reading this in a ton of detail, and I very well might have missed it here. If anybody in chat can confirm for me, but I'm not actually seeing a change to the deep desert in terms of what gameplay is available. Like, they're not moving the harvestables, are they? Let's see. Some areas of the deep desert will now be flagged as partial warfare areas where players will be able to explore testing stations and harvest T6 resources without the threat of conflict they may not want. Okay, I see. It's important to note that the top tier of the game is balanced around guilds and groups, so people will still find it grindy if they are playing solo. I see. Is that like a safe zone, like an armistice zone then? Okay, well, that's the change that Dune is making. And honestly, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be content for PvE players that isn't safe. Don't get me wrong. Okay, we need to have instanced areas that you can go into and know that you're not going to get interrupted. Absolutely, I agree with that. I'm talking more about the open world aspect of Star Citizen here, and they've got a lot that they've talked about it in the past. So I'm going to start from like one of the earliest. This is 10 for the Chairman, literally episode 1. 10 for the Chairman was one of the greatest vehicles for scope creep in Star Citizen's history. It ended fairly early because of that. But Chris Roberts got to talk all about his ideas back then, and a lot of them have changed since. So I'm gonna show you the PvP slider here, and we're gonna go from there, working our way up to present day, what they're saying about this kind of gameplay. Before that though, catching up with chat, will it be like Rust? No. You don't understand everything needs to be available to everyone. Players should be able to solo Polaris or Idris. They should, but we should be able to steal it very easily. The location should function like Booty Bay in World of Warcraft. The guards will insta-kill anyone that commits a crime, but in SC you get negative rep and sent to prison. Is that something that happens in World of Warcraft? Do they try to enforce it via security and stuff? Hey, what's up, Reese? There are areas literally dedicated to it in Pyro, many other systems, but we do need more security and punishment in systems like Stanton, which have private security and a huge UEE Navy blanket. Yeah, Pickles, absolutely. No loss for the attacker. Dude, there's no loss when you die. Like, the consequences for doing bad things in Star Citizen are about as minimal as they've ever been. Save for they brought back PvP bounties. But besides that, dude, there's just no consequence in the game, and that allows people to do crazy stuff. I would love to see what it looks like when we do have the systems, and then maybe make a call about canceling all of it. What are we talking about right now? The whole PvP conversation and how it relates to Dune. Oh yeah, we're making ravioli for the cooking stream tonight. It's gonna be good, folks. Homemade too. We're doing the filling and all that stuff. All right, PvP slider stuff. Oh, wait, where's my audio? Why am I not getting audio here? Sorry, with the capture card installed, everything is being made anew once again. What are we doing? Oh, he's muted.
Ice asks, can you clarify the PvP slider? I see a lot of threads where people believe this affects the whole game, where I believe it to only affect the random encounters during the autopilot.
You know what? Let me let me take us back real quick, actually. This is not the right place to start on this topic. And I'm taking a little while to get to the gameplay, but I promise it's worth it. Let's go back to the first explanation of how Star Citizen would work as a game. Now, the game has changed from this. Yeah, I'm recording. I'm recording. The game has changed from this, but when Star Citizen was first conceptualized, this is 2012, instancing was huge. Instancing was going to be a ton of different parts of this game. And so one of the things that they included in that was the idea that when you would go from place to place, you'd go out into space, you get loaded into a space instance, and that instance would then be compared to everybody else and sort of how you set your PvP desires, preferences, whatever. They describe it here.
Months, let's go.
Okay, I guess the text to speech works. That kind of freaked me out. Like, who's this man? Maverick, is that you? PK, thank you for the 18-month sub, dude. Appreciate you. And Frisch. I'm sorry, Frisch, I missed that 18 months. Y'all both 18 months. Is this a setup? Controversy? Yeah, it works, Mrs. T. You got it. Okay, so the way it works is that Persistent Universe server, which we're calling the Galaxy server, keeps track of all player assets, group relationships, and and locations inside the Star Citizen universe. As the Galaxy server isn't handling any real-time action, it can handle our complete player base, which right now would be about 45,000 players, but is designed to be scaled to millions if needed. The other key thing that the Galaxy server does is dynamically place players based on their location, skill level, alignment, and player versus player preferences into battle instances. Think of a battle instance like a Battlefield 3 multiplayer session or a World of Tank battle, with the key difference that the selection of players is done transparently and is in fiction. Wow. Can you please raise the amount of points that's going to be? God.
It's underneath and in the panel.
Oh my God.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry because they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, what have you
done, Mrs. Tomato? Oh my God. Okay. Let me try to continue. I'm just gonna jump forward to the part that's important for what we're talking about, so that we don't sit here and listen to people. All right. So let's say you've left a planet, right? You're flying along. Once you've plotted your nav course, and you would then engage autopilot and head towards your first waypoint in your destination. At this point, your encounter would be specified by the game server. So an NPC or live player are sorted on skill level, and also which important to all of you that and also which is important to all of you that like a more single player experience and don't want to deal with griefers based on your player versus player preference. So if you've set your game settings to be low PvP and you're in relatively safe space, you'll likely have an NPC encounter as opposed to a PvP one. That's the big sentence. If you've set your game settings to be low PvP, you'll likely have an NPC encounter as opposed to a PvP one. Now, thing is, they never say that there will be no PvP here. But they also then here say there will also be areas of the universe that no matter what your PvP setting is, will be PvP. So it's already a little confusing there. But I do think that generally it seems they want there to be a sense of possible danger. They just wanted to give you the chance to say, can I be less about that life? And as we go forward, you're going to hear the devs talk kind of about how they wanted to include that idea in the game's design, but because they changed from instances to a server mesh environment where there weren't going to be separated instances of the game all over the place, they basically said, okay, well, we need to figure out how to do this geographically rather than through instances. And that's why they're talking about all this stuff. If you go to like the CitizenCon panel, that's why when they talk about their security, you can hear specifically they mention that like where the heck is that slide? The security that you encounter it's safe around planets. It's not even like a mid security system is going to be completely safe everywhere. It's like you go to a really distant area in the back area of a star system, you might find less security response. You might find more danger like that. So going from that then, here is Chris talking about this PvP slider mechanic during and from the chairman.
Okay, so the PvP slider is an input to the game's matchmaking system to give it a hint of kind of like who it should be matching you with. So what happens is when you fly around in space, you have, you're in your worldview, your universe view, and the server up there is basically looking at where you are and is looking at everyone else and all their different machines and basically seeing where everyone else in the galaxy, and if it feels like, oh, there's someone close to you or there's an AI that's close to you, it basically would tell your local client, okay, this person's close to you and that person would be streamed into your instance, or that AI will be streamed into your instance. And so the PvP slider is essentially an extra variable for the matchmaking criteria. So the matchmaking criteria is on a whole bunch of things. So it's on things like ping, which is, obviously we don't want to be putting people together. There's a huge latency. It's on who's your friends, who's your enemies, who's your people of interest. It would have some level of skill rating in there, so we'll kind of sort of track if, are you a new player or you're super experienced? And based on that, in most of the areas, because some areas there won't be any, it'll be whoever's there versus whether it's PvP or not. But if you basically said, hey, you know what, I would prefer to have more PvE than PvP, it would give a preference to the AI flying around rather than a real player. So if there's an AI pirate and there's a real player pirate, it would drop the AI pirate into your instance to fight if you were more towards PvE than PvP. You definitely would get other players stream into your space that wouldn't be hostile, say maybe a friend of yours or something, so you could definitely get a co-op kind of feeling. That's going to be an ongoing process, but the whole idea with it is you should be able to fly around the game, and if you wanted that more sort of privateer freelancer experience, that's kind of what will happen to you. It'll just be mostly you'll see AI, and then if there's other players, they'll be probably friendly players, or if you're in like certain areas of space where there's no holds bar, then it definitely could be a unfriendly player. But
see,
it is, know that
he uses
the dangerous areas. So if you're a new player and you don't really want to be dealing with tough other players, then you probably should avoid those. And I would like to say one other thing is you definitely can have NPCs that are tougher than any player could ever be, since it's a computer that runs it. It knows exactly where
He definitely uses the probably words and mostly kind of things that like makes it sound like he wants to make people feel like they're going to be safe, but also be like, there's always going to be possibility of players.
You are, and it can calculate the correct firing solution much better than a player could ever do. So I think it is a bit of a misnomer to think that NPCs aren't necessarily as tough as real players. In some cases, NPCs could be tougher than real players. But
All right. So that's enough of that part. Let's jump forward now to something that Todd Pappy actually was sharing. This is 2020, I believe. Yeah, so this is much, much more recently. And this is when I go back to a lot because it really does describe what it looks like they are literally doing at the moment. He's going to talk about something like hotspots and stuff. And if you think about things like the Hathor locations, the ASD facilities we're going to go and play in today, Ghost Hollow, contested zones, it's kind of what he's describing here back in 2020.
Frankly, we don't want to do that. And with so they started, what system should I be in? What system where players want to be able to find the PvP versus where players don't want to find it. They want to focus more on PvE. I would start there. So they started, what system should I be in? What system, do I want to go to? And
if I'm in Terra, I probably should feel pretty safe. If I'm in Pyro, I should be looking over my shoulder.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, with that, it basically comes down to, we'll never be able to 100%, guarantee, hey, you're 100% safe. And frankly, we don't want to do that. And
now, that actually doesn't sound too far off from what Chris is saying here with the way he's using his words.
Kind of feeling. That's going to be an ongoing process, but the whole idea with it is you should be able to fly around the game, and if you wanted that more sort of privateer freelancer experience, that's kind of what will happen to you. It'll just be mostly you'll see AI, and then if there's other players, they'll be probably friendly players, or if you're in like certain areas of
Mostly, probably. That's what I mean by like the way he's not using definitive words there.
And I would put it more on the scale of, let's say, 90 to 10, or and maybe in the lawless area, it's the complete opposite. It's 10 to 90 kind of thing. So we never want it to be a 0. We never want it to be 100%. But even then, in Stanton, we still want there to be areas for people to look for PvP. We still want there to be areas that are, mostly geared toward PvE. So it will really just depend on kind of how the player goes about looking for them, and then, are you turning off the monitored zones? Are you, basically out in the middle of nowhere? So, and if so, then I think it should happen there. Then we obviously have like abandoned space stations and Jumptown and these
Korea, the hotspots.
Exactly. So we have certain hotspots, within the system that will.
So literally, it's why they made the asteroid facilities in Pyro.
I still think they're 100% valid, and that people should be able to go there and try that out.
It serves a double purpose. It attracts the people looking for it to those places, and it lets the people who want to avoid it avoid those places.
Yeah, exactly. And and ideally in the star map in the future, where you kind of see where like hotspots of of activity, and then that kind of can gear or at that point.
Arctic Wolf, literally what you said in chat. The hotspot of both danger in your star system and then also where PvP is taking place in the star system.
You can choose your route, with that information. So in the past, I know that we've talked about like a PvP slider, and we're not going to have anything that's player facing, but obviously for us as developers, we still want to be able to tune, how much, if the players are gearing more towards PvP, based off their actions, then that's more of the content that we would be pushing towards them, whether those be bounties or assassination missions or those types of things.
Okay.
But if the players are not geared towards that, then, that to me is basically their choices matter, in kind of the content that we're providing towards them and pushing, towards them. So And then as far as, even just how the fights play out. So let's say you and I are fighting PvP, and let's say I have a warrant, for my arrest because I've been a bad boy, and you kill me, so therefore the reward that you're getting, for taking me out should be higher because you're going up against another player. Then you'll be able to, when physical inventory comes in, then anything that I'm carrying with me, you'll be able to take, and
Not for T0, Todd.
it might be in damage, or it might be in disrepair, or other things happen, during the fight, but it'll be up to you to choose if you want to take it or not. And so
You get the idea here. They talk about this stuff for a while, and then he goes to Rich. This was a good episode of Calling All Devs. I'll actually drop this in chat for you guys, because plenty of good info. But moving on from this, we then have Rich, literally, Rich Dyer, talking about this next. They both occupied the same position at the company, just at different times. So that's not surprising. But he talks about kind of what the end game gameplay is. Now, real quick, let me see if I can find this line he has during this episode. And keep in mind, this is the guy who's running Star Citizen. So the one we were just listening to was the previous director of the game. This guy is the current director of the game, and you can see that there is definitely a trend of how the directors of this game want to make the game function in this regard. So I think they're going to stick to it.
All we see is what type of game is Star Citizen? And I've read many, many answers. It's a PvE game. It's a PvP game. What about non-combat? Ultimately, it's all three. 3 types of players, 1 universe. So how do we connect those players to create a cohesive game and not just a set of
with sandbox activities that force everyone to go kill each other, right, guys? No, actually, it's this stuff. So he goes over the end game. This is the whole loop, kind of, that you're supposed to take part in, as you earn stuff, missions, contracts, guilds, all that stuff. This is like the single player loop. We don't have to talk about that today. What we're going to talk about here is end game content and how much of it is seemingly being made to fit all 3 of those styles of play you just mentioned.
and the main story. So let's collapse that for now. Let's talk about end game content. The content that is designed for experienced players and keeps them engaged. Basically, everyone in this room. So how does that look in 1.0? Firstly, we'll have open world content, including missions, group missions, and server-wide events, like we have today, but tailored to end game players. While the sandbox element of Star Citizen will allow for large-scale battles, we also want to provide challenging instanced content.
So this is literally, I think, you're split between what people perceive to be the PvP game. I don't think you're going to encounter much PvP in the open world, but as people are categorizing it, I think this is your PvP, here's your PvE. All of the instance content, it's the R-Corp stuff, it's the fleet battles they're talking about here, it's even like the contested zones. They'll probably make versions of that are instance and can't be interrupted by other players that look a lot like the R-Corp sewers.
That will take full advantage of not only multi-crew ships, but fleets of ships. And you kind of know how we do that, right? You saw that yesterday. And as you progress through the guilds, you'll be able to accept high-level contracts from government agencies who will offer prototype and military blueprints as rewards. These missions will require the full coordination of multiple players and an assorted fleet of capital, support, and fighter ships. You will finally be able to become the admiral of the fleet, directing your armada from your hologlobe, which, yes, is a feature included in 1.0.
Now, what I think people are missing here is resource gathering, industrial and science-based gameplay in these instance locations, because people don't want to do them in the open world. To that, I say I'm sorry, but I think that that might have to be an arena commander kind of thing, or stay to safe systems sort of thing. But we'll have to see how safe they can make safe systems.
on foot missions that see you enter the depths of distribution centers and municipal works in small, tight-knit squads that provide an outlet for our more FPS-focused players. On top of all this will sit a dynamic layer powered by StarSim. While StarSim will be the driving force in our dynamic economy, it will also track player and AI activity and dynamically spawn events based on their actions. For example, if it tracks large amounts of resources being moved from one home location to another, it will have a chance to spawn pirates to intercept. All this combined will provide just a portion of the endgame experience, and I'd love to delve deeper, but that's for another day, as we still have a lot to show. So we've discussed non-combat professions and guilds, cyclical gameplay loops, and endgame PvE content. But what about PvP? Yeah. What about player versus player content?
When you just,
as you know,
wet themselves out there. Yeah. So yeah, we don't have to get into the rest of this, but that's really what I wanted to go over. This is just kind of a dive from the change that's hitting Dune and like why it's hitting Dune. I think is important. This is an end game location that had stuff in it that people couldn't get unless they went in and risked themselves. And for a game that has most of its content in locations that don't have PvP, I can understand why it's then jarring to have to enter a content area that is strictly PvP allowed. For Star Citizen, most of the area in the game offers PvP, so it's more like you're changing the default when you change that as opposed to that extra bit at the end of the end game, you know? And I think that what Star Citizen needs to hit, rather than changing their whole design, is making sure that this balance that he's introduced here, that they talk about here, is giving people a wide breadth of gameplay in both closed-off locations as well as out in the open world where there is risk, where the game does function on a dynamic economy that's tracking items and cargo and minerals and deaths and ships crashing, and all that stuff is adding into that StarSim system and changing the simulation. I think that was the most interesting part of Star Citizen from the beginning, was that it was like this wide connected world. And once you start breaking off portions of that into their own servers and star systems, it could get a little complicated. And I think because the game is made this way, it just might not work the same. I also like it's not a finished game. Let's give them a chance to see if they can make this system work and then go from there. But that's my own 2 cents on a game I don't even play and how it relates to the game that I obsess way too much with. I look forward to hearing from Dune enjoyers in the comments on that one. Username, thank you for the sub, man, or the membership on YouTube. YouTuber. Appreciate you. Thanks for swinging on in. You guys, whoa. Sorry, that was loud. You guys ready to play some Star Citizen, though? Hopefully this works out well. Once I'm done traveling, I plan on jumping back in. All exciting stuff from what I've seen in the past few months. Cheers to you, dude. 30 months supporting on YouTube. The homie. It'll be good to see you in the game again, friend. I forgot to mention while recording that just now that actually I could just mention that now. I forgot to mention while recording that this is a little after edit. Obviously, most people don't believe what CIG says. I wouldn't say most people. A lot of people don't, and like that's because there's been a lot of things said and a lot of stuff that still hasn't happened. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't happen, but it's harder to trust that it will. We went over this with the social apps that we've been looking at. Planet Tech's got this, the security system, reputation, all these things have got this in Star Citizen. So, like, obviously don't believe all this stuff until you see it. But I do think we should take a second to let the game try the system it's going for, even if it has taken forever, before we just kind of shoot it down. Now I'm done. You get all that stuff without ever running into another player. Right, and that's like I think we're suffering from that too in this game, PK, because you could have absolutely nothing happen and you could have everything happen. What was that saying? like Winston Churchill or Pocahontas or Will Smith or some, I don't know. Somebody said one day that there are decades or years where nothing happens, and then there are days where everything happens, something like that. And I think this was in terms of geopolitics, but like kind of true in PvP too, you know? Winston Churchill once said about PvP. Why is the game on that screen, man? Bring it over here. Okay, this is weird. If I could just close. Oh, God. I just closed chat. Winston Churchill to Will Smith. That surprises you more than Pocahontas, dude? I guess Pocahontas is not as well known a person. How does the giveaway work? If you hit the link that pops up, I think it's been commanded a little too many times today. It'll pop up though. Once you see it, hit it up. Hit it up, and then you'll be able to get into the follow the link and do the thing. Bot's broken. Somebody post a link, please, for one of these lovely people. Hazgaha in chat said nice desktop background. Folks, if you don't recognize it, this is a screenshot. This is not... Can you move, Star Citizen? God dang it. My background was not a concept image. That was a screenshot in Star Citizen taken by the amazing Hazgaha in chat right now. And he takes a whole bunch of the just absolute best screenshots out there. So big ups. Give him a shout. Check out his website, hazgaha.com, and give credit. All right, let's hop in with the boys. Ouch. Am I coming through extremely loud today? My stream deck is not working. Okay, well that's annoying. Hello. Testing. Nope, I'm not coming through. I don't appreciate these two different musics in my ears. All right, I need microphone.
There you go.
And speakers, headphones, speakers. Hello.
Hello.
Finally, we're here. Sorry that took so long, guys.
It's great.
Gimbal, should we just join on you?
I just crashed, so no.
Oh, okay. All right, well, are you coming back out to menu? We can wait and then launch with you.
I am verifying, but yeah.
All right. Toes.
See, they've increased the server cap to 650 now.
What is wrong with my stream deck, man? Not letting me mute my Discord. Wonder if this is because I'm on a VPN. Nope. Just can't. I can't do anything. That's weird. That command still not working? There it is. PC issues were resolved? Yeah. I think we're good. We're good to go. I just got to get a new power supply. Greeny Cake, thank you so much for the sub. It looks like you guys got a hype train started on Twitch. Been a little minute. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. God, it's hot. You guys ready for you all ready for ravioli today for the cooking stream? I've never made ravioli before.
Do you think of heat in Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius. Both. Depends. Depends on the context. Thanks for the bits, Maverick.
Anytime.
We will be making the ravioli in a couple of hours, about 2 hours from now. Lighten up the stove, folding up the dough, and we're actually going to be making it with some Turkish meat, so it's not a pasta combination I've ever had before. Thank you everybody who contributed to the hype train. Appreciate your support. Means a lot. It's been June definitely saw a decrease in interest in Star Citizen from May. I think a combination of Invictus Week and Dune. It's Dune June 2. Are you needing to re-download or anything, Gimbal?
Yeah, I got 20% to go.
Okay. All right, we'll just load in then and you can jump in on us.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be hungry, but now you are. Just make sure you're not hungry for the actual cooking stream. Always feels bad about that. Excuse me. Interest does always go down over the summer. This was quite quick, though. I was surprised because interest also usually goes down around February, January, February. But this year it stayed up because of the regular updates. So I was wondering if that was going to happen during the summer too, but I guess not. Catch up, you can still do the joke. I don't know what it is. Ravioli with sujuk. Actually, kavurma. No, not turkey meat, Turkish meat. Kavurma is prepared a certain way, and it's very yummy. I'm actually really excited to see how it does in ravioli. All right, we're in game. Looking good too. Look at that. We've already got our stuff on us. Dude, I'm ready to go. Let's see though if I need any ammo, because I usually do. We got an S71 and a quartz. Our goal for today is to grab as many cool guns and hopefully, if possible, an ICTY. I am going to stop by the R-Corp jump point and drop off these guns. Looks like that was what we were doing last too. I think we were raiding the Hathor locations and getting some good loot. So looks like we ran away with a couple quartz SMGs. And a parallax rifle. Not a bad drop. Prepared for a loot run? What madness is this? It's the madness of T0 item recovery where I still have my stuff from last time. You get your computer back? We've got it fixed. I got a capture card. We're back in business, baby. Now I could start to like record gameplay and stuff again.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Oh yeah, I do need to hit a hospital before we go. Maverick, where you at, brother?
Gonna back space and fast travel across to Louisville because I'm literally on the other side of the verse at the moment. So.
Oh, okay. First in your home?
Inadvertently, it was a misclick, and then realized I made the mistake. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I like Louisville.
Yeah, it's a place. It does stuff.
It's quieter than Area 18.
That it is.
Is it like less people?
I just don't find as many people there commonly.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, that's surprising. I would think
The
that.
frame rate there generally draws harder than
Oh,
anything else.
okay. Yeah, I would think that
Like, I know
Lorville would be.
Loud gun, not loud gun, sorry. What's our friend's name that does the hardware testing? Goodness me. 10 pound.
10 pound.
He
Yeah.
does a lot of his baseline testing in Lorville because I believe it's pretty much the hardest on gear and frame rate.
Yeah. It's just funny because it's the newest. You'd think it'd be the most efficient.
I was of the same opinion, but clearly not the case.
I hope that when they do update the Area 18 stuff, they update ArcCorp as well, but I kind of doubt that. I feel like they're not going to go back around to the Stanton system until they've gotten, like, finished Pyro and Mechs. I keep forgetting why I'm here, just running around in circles in the hospital.
Getting the right treatment has never been easier. Thanks to the advanced digital medical. Forget that stress. Just relax. Everyone here
Okay, room 0.
is going to take great care of you. Has never been easier. Thanks to the advanced digital medical assistance available at every.
Where is room 0? Is there a room 0 in here? Are they lying?
No, that means it's broken. It's bugged.
Ah, the hospital's broken?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Do you need a med chip?
Yeah, I guess I will. I mean, I've only got tier 3s, but...
I can bring one up to you when I get logged in here. I'm loading now.
Alright, cool. We'll have a place to respawn over there. How do you spell the meat? Kavurma. There are a lot of unique ways that meat is served in Turkey. It's a very meaty country, but also like very diverse. Turkey has a huge focus on fish, cheese, olives, Mediterranean kinds of foods. But then there's also a lot of focus on like more savory, heavy meats and stuff from like the interior, and you got teas and hazelnuts and chocolates. It's quite something. I happen to love most of it. Let's get the spirit. No, let's get the MSR. And that's gonna be a minute.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you.
We love cheese.
Please visit us again.
6, 7 minutes? Oy. How far out are you, Maverick?
I'm in Seraphim at the minute. That's about to change pretty quickly. Where are you?
I'm at Everest Harbor. It looks like Gimbal's down at Lorville as well, so I guess we can all just link up at Everest. What are you flying, Gimbal?
I guess I was thinking Carrick.
Big target.
Yeah, I mean we can go. I guess my other option is Pisces, so I can go big or I can go small for someone with a bed.
You bringing the medical turtle.
Hold on, let me see if I've got something left over here. No, I do not.
I could also throw an Ursa.
Oh, I do. I got attack.
That'll do.
Why don't you guys come on up here and then we'll take my tack.
Copy that.
Stand by.
America doesn't know what good olives are like. I mean, there is importing is a possibility, but I do think that Mrs. Tomato would agree with you that generally speaking, the olives that you'll find in America are not oliving hard enough. What is my least favorite Turkish food? Olives, of course. Do I even need to explain? Yeah, it's like it's a slow cooked meat. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a stuffed nose. I just kind of sniffled into the microphone. Did I already get the ship? Did it already? Yeah, it did. Let's go. Actually, you know what? No, screw it. I don't need to stop by the Arcorp station. I can... Let me get some ammo here. Need more olives in my life? I don't believe that's true. I think you might be grossly wrong. Olives are just a gateway to worse life decisions. Get a shashlik. Sounds dirty. Got that backpack. I just want some S71 ammo. To be honest. I actually want some LH86 ammo because I do need something with some range on it that is repetitive. Olives that are the best fruit that exists. Are olives fruit? Yeah, I guess they are fruit, huh? Thought they were like a nut or something. Soft nut. Ew. Didn't say that on Twitch. All right, back to the hangar. Got some ammo. Get ourselves a weapon. And I guess I'll just leave some weapons here at Hurston. Can't hurt. You love olives? Yeah, I'm usually outnumbered by the olive lovers. It's a sad community to be in. Hey, somebody commented on the thread I made on YouTube. I don't know how many of you guys got to answer that poll that I made over on the YouTube community tab. But I asked the same thing I ask every month. I did it when we were on stream the other day. Ask people, are you happy, unhappy, or just cruising along with Star Citizen? Like, are you... It's literally as it sounds. Are you happy with what's going on? Are you unhappy with what's going on? Or are you kind of just seeing where it goes? Most people answer seeing where it goes, right? A pretty large amount of the community answers just want to see the results. Not that big. They're like 12% maybe. The unhappy versus happy crowd generally tends to fluctuate throughout the months. But what do you guys think? I'm just curious. Real curious. You who might be rather in tune with the community here on the channel, and probably pretty indicative, I think, of the people who like to come around here. Do you think that the Space Tomato community would be more on the happier with Star Citizen side or the not happy with Star Citizen side? Just out of just the vibes around these parts. What would you think? There's no right or wrong answer. Just curious. They're on the happier side. Happy? Y'all would say. Cause like I feel like I'm probably more happy about the game than not. Negative. PvP people outnumber the PvP. Happy but critical. Happier otherwise. I wouldn't be following along. Happier. The community is tailored more towards facts than vibes. Right. So, got a real interesting comment on that poll today. Somebody came in and they said, the answers to this poll are going to be the same every month. If you foster, what did they say? Something like, if you foster an unhappy community, then the answers will mostly be unhappy. As in to say, the folks who would be in the Space Tomato community would generally be unhappy. So you're all wrong. You're just waiting for Squadron 42. Same. As so say we all. Oop. Come on, stand back up, buddy. How do you get into this ship, man? Is it the... No, it's the back. There's a back ramp. What I said, man. I don't know. Generally, I think something like that would come from maybe somebody who's watched like a part of a single video or something. But like we literally start out our streams just dancing along. All right, looks like they are still making their way up, making their way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and they are indeed homebound. We got a bed though. I'm gonna use it right now. Looking forward to Sergeant 42 as well. A lot more looking forward to SC. It's back at the beginning, dude. I'm looking more forward to SC than Squadron 42, and that's surprising to hear myself say. Even I'm more of a single player game player, single game player, single player game player, whatever. I think that anything that can be done has been done as far as finding different things to do in SC. We certainly are not hurting for less content. Would love to see more content come into this game. Do these beds not heal? Here we go. Give me that medical care. Treat me. Yes, dude. This ship is so cool. I really do like the Starlancer tack. It fits my kind of gameplay, though. Now that song's stuck in my head. Oh, making my way downtown. Riding air gimbal.
Oop.
Either of you have a Fury by any chance?
Yeah.
Well, if you feel like it.
I'm always up for a little bit of hanger ops, carrier ops.
Cool. And once Maverick, you get on board, I'll pop the ship out into space, and then you can just land inside of it. Super dark in here, though. I want to turn the lights on. You like the idea that in SC we would start as a new player working at a station or outpost doing tasks before getting the first ship? I would love that, man. That'd be so cool. At least getting the opportunity to start like that. Because, you know, some people would hate it if they didn't have their ship as soon as they purchased it. Mikey, you flying the Mechs, dude? You cargo hauling? Cargo? Okay. Check the rest of the ship, make sure it's all good to go. You know, I could probably get one extra weapon to put in here. Just in case. Anybody in GII, if you do want to join, by the way, you're free to jump in with us on Discord. It's exciting when bugs get ironed out, but if there isn't anything else unique to do in the game, then for someone like myself, it's hard not to get bored. Dude, I don't blame you. It's still fairly boring right now. Once you get through everything that there is, there's not a ton of repeatability, so you're justified in being bored. Doing some mining at the moment, but mostly hauling. You're a new player. Wait, how are you mining? Are you like loading your stuff onto the Mechs to ferry it around? Why are ladders so much better than elevators? Oh, because they don't kill you. That's right. All right, now we can put this weapon up here. A little extra just in case anybody else needs one. I can also put the LH-86 we've got. Put it up there. Because we do have our own. And this is what? Ammo? Not ammo. Probably a pistol or something. Ah, the rock and the Atlas Geo on board, right? I just like forget about ground mining, huh? Asgard ladder entered this chat. Asgard ladder says what? Hey, what's up, Graven Song? Looking to join us in Pyro?
Yeah.
Cool. If you send me a friend request, I'll get you in the party. An org called Mind Your Business. That's a very good idea. Ooh, look at how much S71 ammo I have. Wait, I don't need all this quartz ammo, though. Where is the storage here? I'll have to find somewhere to put this ammo. You're on board, Maverick?
I am indeed.
All right. See you outside, Gimbal.
Standing by.
Engines on. Quantum fuel at 100%.
Graven, you still logging on? Graven song?
Yeah, it's just taking a bit.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
it takes forever to get in.
No problem. Wanted to make sure I wasn't missing you.
It's a pretty full server, so got a queue.
Wait, that turbulence changes in 4.2?
Landing gear up.
Yeah.
I thought it was just in 4.2.1.
I've been noticing.
No,
a
it
lot
is
of
in
shit
four,
falling
it is in
off these.
421. Did you not get any turbulence then when you just moved?
I did?
Yeah. So they've turned it off. It's on in this patch, but it's off in the PTU.
I see. I thought it was just in PTU. How do I open exterior? I think you might have to go back to do that. Doesn't make sense. This is a newer ship. But I'm not getting the prompt.
I'll to open the hangar.
Yeah.
I can run back there and open it.
Ah, got it.
You got it? Cool.
You guys in a party?
Opening up? Yeah. Yeah, I'll get you in here.
Not my best parking job, but we're down.
Good to roll.
Shields off.
Away we go. Okay, never mind. No, we don't. Love it when it fakes you out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just canceled the route, too. That's some Apple Maps moves. Weak glass, come on. Is the rep thing for ArcCorp Microtech Loreville event in now? It's in the PTU, not in live. Static Pop. Good to see you, friend. How you doing? So for any who have just joined, we are currently en route to Pyro, taking a Starlancer tack with a few players on board. We are mainly going for some loot at the new ASD facilities. Obviously, we're going to try and farm some cards too, get some good FPS action in there. I want that prism, and if we have the time, maybe we can make a jump over to Lazarus and see if we can get an Icty. After that, we will be doing our cooking stream, our weekly cooking stream. If you don't know us, we like food, and so does the community, and we love chatting and talking. So me and Mrs. Tomato do a weekly cooking stream where we chat and talk and make food. And oh my gosh, last week's food was so good. I'm really looking forward to today. We're making some ravioli ourselves, as opposed to, you know, the centipedes outside making it, I guess. Are the ASD facilities hostile by default? Yes. Yes, they are hostile by default. We should have grabbed the ground vehicle.
We could quickly call one, I guess, at the jump gate.
I could grab my character. It already has a Ursa in it.
I can pull a medical Ursa wherever we drop in. Problem is getting it.
Yeah, getting it is going to be annoying.
Yeah. Trying
Is
to
your-
get around that.
Is your Carrick at the jump point?
No, I'm at New Babbage, but I'm calling it up now.
Ah. All right. I guess, yeah, we can try and get your Ursa while we're waiting. Oh. The station needed a minute to log in.
Yeah, the
You
server
want
is
the
really
Nursa or the Ursa?
struggling.
Don't even worry about it. We'll grab a ground vehicle while we're here.
Okay.
Just hop on over. Abdi! Hey, friend. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat, dude. How's your day? How's your week? Good lord, these freaking ships take a lot to move around. So Maverick, you'll have to get a hangar.
Yeah, just
You'll have to get a large hangar.
Mm-hmm. Setting my spawn point to the tech so that we don't have last week's issues.
Could I leave you in this hangar and then no? It would still be mine, huh?
It's still your hangar. The only way
Yeah.
I think it would work is if I. Let me just think whether I could take your ship, call it hangar.
And I guess I could just get my
Get rid of
vehicle
your
from
ship.
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably just easier to pull your own vehicle. One day we can pull it up the vehicle elevator.
Really? Can we? You're gonna have to get out of the ship too.
Yeah, right behind you.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Oh man, I need a freaking search function on here. I don't know the alphabet, come on.
Move to our storage facility.
The goal for today is to get the bestest of loot. I'm looking for some new guns. I want the Prism. And I want an ICTY. Not sure I can get both, but I think I can at least get one. I also just want to get some good FPS combat in, you know?
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Same.
Is the ICTY only available at the new PvP event? I don't know how to answer that.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
How much money have I spent on this game? Not as much as this implies. Most of these are referral rewards. That being said, I have spent quite a bit. I have spent most of my money in this game on giveaways for our community. And RNG through Wicklow. Oh yeah, I should let Maverick drive this while I go get the ship. Will there be a better way for claiming Wicklow favors? I imagine most of the stuff around Wicklow needs to change. Gotta become not RNG.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Good to go, Mav?
Good to go.
Vehicle select. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Most of your money from paychecks from Chris, right? Please. You think we're that important? Come straight from Jared. Geez, I hope your Fury is still on there.
I think it will be, yeah.
Yeah, should be solid.
Loot boxes and FPS PvP. Love me some Call of Starkov. Call of freaking Starkov. To be honest, man, I mean, there's plenty of mining to be done. You can get an Ichty from Lazarus and take it home on your ASOP for reclaim. I see. So you have to ASOP claim. Does that tie it to your account? That's pretty cool. What's up, reminder? Bring it in. Looks like we've got some time to pick up Graven. You want to ride with us, Graven Song, or keep on your own ship?
Backup ship's not a bad idea.
All right. Interesting to see what other types of loops will come after there's more than one Wicklow type of character. I think Wicklow is just like one type of mission giver.
Tech.
Sorry?
Have you set your spawn to the tech?
Yeah. They're not letting me out.
Server's lagging quite bad. It's down to like 7 FPS.
Happy to have helped you out, bloody reminder. Glad you enjoy the videos. More Banu to trade with, huh? I wonder if they'll bring in more Banu anytime soon. And we are on our way. Thank you for flying Air Tomat. Attention passengers, we are on approach to the Stanton Pyro jump point. Please buy another spaceship on the store to have the jump point open. Thank you.
You had to say that. We haven't made it through yet, man.
Well, yeah, you got to get it to open first.
Yeah. Now we do the Stanton to Stanton loop 3 times.
Oh, somebody buy a ship?
I think you stole my jump point.
No, you opened that.
Yeah, it was your.
I'm just here for the ride. Oh, they pulled me in first. Yeah, let's go.
Double jump point. Oh yeah, you guys are ahead of me.
Woo! This feeling is so maneuverable. Just twirling about.
Looking forward to the addition of the transient going to jump gates when that money is.
That'll be a fun mechanic.
Still haven't quite worked out how they're going to implement that. If the things are transient there for a wee while. So if you
They
get
probably
inside
haven't
next
either.
to a location, then it disappears. You get stuck where you went to.
Probably so many things to figure out.
Yeah, it's such an open-ended concept.
No. Why'd you jinx us?
Me?
Yeah, this is your doing.
Oh, okay. You had to tell it we hadn't bought a ship.
No, it was Static Pop in chat. Said that they were running pretty smooth. What have you done, Static? Why have you forsaken us? And back through the jump point we go. We're gonna get to the gameplay.
This is the gameplay. Or is it the game playing us? I'm not quite sure some of this.
Alrighty. Attention passengers, this is your captain speaking again. Looks like we ran into a little hiccup on the way through the first time. Need to confirm, passengers, please go ahead and buy a spaceship on the store. I will say again, buy a spaceship on the store so we can make it to Pyro. Thank you. I need to have like a little beeping button. Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, that's a good one to get.
All right. Try it again. Music and all, huh? Make it fancy, Star Citizen. Significantly less hyped. Why am I not using the red phone? That's actually a really good idea. That's a good point. Hold on, let me... Red phone. I don't know if I can grab it while I'm flying. Let's see if I can grab it while I'm... Hello? It's stuck.
You really need a cordless version of that.
I can't grab it. It's stuck. Hello, Chris, help! Let us through the gate. Please. We bought a ship or something, I think. Somebody got an Atlas or a LTI, I don't know. Let us through. All right.
Light blade.
That had to have done it. Let's see. I think it was a voicemail. All right. Chips bought. Voicemail left. Hey, and we're in Pyro. That's just proof, dude. We've got the inside line. We're changing the game. Good job, everybody. The asteroids here look so violent.
Yeah. Whatever got turned to Swiss cheese was pretty decent to start with.
Yeah, I don't think gravity works here in the same way it works in our universe.
I believe the shape of the asteroids being all Swiss cheesy like that means they have a higher iron content.
Oh, there you go.
We have contact?
It's Carrick. I think it might be Gravesong, but I don't see his tag.
I'm in Pyro. You guys are 19 clicks ahead of me.
We've got a red
that
behind
checks.
us.
That
Can't
checks.
see
I
it.
see that.
Can you see it on turret? Is it actually red or?
It is.
It's red on my
actually
turret, but it checks with Graves' position location, so I don't.
Ah,
think it's
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's got a party marker
Server
on it,
hijinks.
All right, gonna set route for Pyro 5 then.
We
A
may
long
have to
jump ahead.
reform the party. Party doesn't always carry through the server.
Roger that. Should have refueled before we came in.
You could refuel now.
Yeah. Just hate landing. All right, let's go refuel. I'll redo the party while we're doing that.
It could catch up on its own, but
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Hate it when they tell me what to do. Somebody just slurp on something behind me?
I'm thirsty.
Didn't hear anything but a... Okay. Like the hangar is not actually there. Oh, there.
Oh, you too?
Procedure started. Landing gear.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All right. Real quick. Service and we're gone.
Quantum fuel at 100%.
You are clear to launch.
Contact received.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Potentially hostile Gladius, but too far away to be a factor.
A Gladius. Gladius. Oh, god dang it. I should just use the search more. kind of awful zooming out on this thing.
For as much as they improve the star map, it has a long way to go.
Yeah. And like the improvement didn't even get all the way to what we were expecting. Like, where are my shareable quantum beacons?
Yeah, it's a strange one. I think it's something that gets brought up often is the UI team either is just so slammed with squadron stuff that as soon as they drop, say, you know, tier 0 or 0.1 version or something, they just rip straight back off onto another project. They don't really ever get to fully fill out the concepts that they give us. And all of the UI seems like that, like even the inventory stuff, and then the
Oh god, the inventory.
The wheel of pain that we have to use, being a thought thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it just seems like every time we get a concept or a part of a concept integrated into the game, but it never gets fleshed out completely. Like they just go, yep, that's it, that's in, send it, and that's it.
It's holdovers.
And I think the star map's much the same, right? Like initially I thought we were going to get something that resembled Elite Dangerous or something like that. And then when I saw what's the galaxy map, the Hollow Globe version that we have on the website.
Arc.
Yeah, that. I thought, man, if we get something like that, that would be crazy, but I just puffed a heap of hopium and carried on with life.
Yeah, it's when they talk about all these, we're gonna bring over the Squadron 42 features, and you're like, okay, cool, it's gonna be polished and like nice and updated.
I think you hit
like
it
a half
on
step
before about. Yeah, that video clip you had of Rich Tyre before from Sitcon. It sort of said, oh, and yes, there will be a Hollow Globe for 1.0 and those sorts of things, but he also cut himself short by saying something along the lines of, I could talk about this a lot more, but we're really short on time, so we'll keep going. I feel like that we could talk about it more, but we really actually have no idea what else we're going to do with this yet. So I'm just going to say we've got to keep moving forward. But
yeah. If anything, if anything's become clear over the years, it is that they are truly doing it as they go.
Yeah, this is
not in
as Jared
terms of
says, this is game development, not construction. So they are developing the ideas as they run, as well as the game.
Yeah, I want to clarify. I mean, like, they designed the game, and it's meeting the design that's been set out for a while, at least from a broad viewpoint. But the actual tech and the tools that they use to reach that design are definitely like, as they go, they develop them.
I think the real test will be how polished, how good is Squadron 42 when it finally comes out. That'll be the real example of what they can do.
Yeah,
that's become way more important over the years. I didn't really think that Squadron needed to be all that amazing like 6 years ago, but now I'm like, needs to be one of the standouts of the year when it comes out.
Yeah,
almost standout of the decade, to be fair, in some respects, because of what it's had allocated to it. For the type of game that it is, it's sort of a standalone in its own field in some way. But well, it could be.
There aren't very many spaceship flying games out there anymore. Nope. Especially not single player.
No, exactly that. And if they are, they're super arcadey. So
yeah, and not like narrative.
Not that that's a problem. Yeah, I always wanted them to do that with Halo. Like, just do a parallel version of that, but give you the dropship pilot kind of viewpoint of that universe. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Even if it's a standout, it'll be shadowed by GTA 6. Nothing will escape GTA 6. But because GTA won't be on PCs for a while, I don't think that'll affect them much outside of the marketing vacuum. that GTA 6 creates. Yeah, they got to do a lot of R&R for this game. R&D, not R&R. Should have more R&R.
Well, I would love for them to add more, interactable recreational things that your character can do.
Yeah.
Like actually being able to use the pool table in the Carrack.
Yeah, or play chess better.
Yeah.
Hey Gonzo, thank you for the 34 months sub here on Twitch. Really appreciate your support, especially with the tier 1 sub. That goes a long way to support the channel, and it helps us push back on Twitch from taking a whole bunch of the cuts of these subs every month. So thank you.
Imagine that ends up being another stat you have to worry about: cleanliness and R&R stress levels. So you have to go play pool in your Carrack.
Right alongside the poop dial.
Oh yeah.
Hey, AK, where you at? Hop in GII voice, dude.
I knew my Carrack was fast in Quantum. I didn't think I'd outpace you guys that quickly.
I would hope that ship could do better than the TAC by far. Or else Anvil's doing something wrong. Jump does take forever though, holy crap.
Just gonna quickly move out of the way, because during Friday Night Shenanigans, we all went to chase the Polaris, and somebody's Idris landed right on top of me.
Yeah, always move away from where you come out of Quantum. When Squadron 42 does come out, I'll be interested to see how many resources they move to Star Citizen and how many they start, working on episode 2 of Squadron.
Or as I heard it brilliantly described, Squadron 43.
Right.
Almost there. Almost.
Patty.
To be honest, I will always stand by the next thing I want to see from the Star Citizen project would be like a cinematic series set during the fall of the Messer regime. Like, let's just get what's his name? Gilsman. Roy, Scott Roy, whatever. The guy who ran Andor. Sign him up.
Oh yeah.
That could be fun.
Because like the whole thing was like a huge scandal of the Messers turning on themselves and like a whole sort of like dark psyop, and then it all just fell apart. Tony Gilroy, that's it. Thank you.
The Mr. era was that like that high gothic era, wasn't it?
Henoistic.
Right.
It would actually fit quite well with a Andor tone.
Yeah.
Because it is quite dark, you know. Has that real undertone of pretty much what you saw in that last season of Andor.
It'd be a great series.
Mm-hmm. You should trademark that somehow.
Sell it to CIG.
Well, maybe, lend it to them. No, sell it. You can
let them borrow
it. For season 1. Yeah, season 1, you can borrow it. Maybe.
Hey, I made this story in your guys. I didn't even make this story. I just came up with an idea to use the lore you guys already made. Pay me.
Yeah. I swear others have made more from doing less. So.
All right, here we are. Why don't we hit data center 9? Looks promising.
We've got a server population of 11.
Oh my gosh.
Shard with a shard of 619.
Wow. So nobody's out here.
Mm-hmm. The good
but
thing
I was
is,
told everybody's here.
It's given us back our. Yeah. Well, there is that, but the great thing is it's now given us back a server FPS of 30. So, that'll be fun.
Yeah, actual NPCs to fight. Hopefully.
Right. I was a little bit concerned when it was saying 6 frames while we were flying here. I'm like, oh, cool.
Really? The server was?
Well, because the server the shard itself is maxed out at 650's the cap, and it was sitting at 625. So
still, I didn't know it dropped back to single digits still.
Yeah, when we were running around inside Lawville, that's what the server was running at over there. Like, it was absolutely tanked.
Good to know.
Took me that long to get an elevator or anything to respond to me hitting it when we were leaving. So, dynamic server meshing when, right?
Gotcha.
What would the equivalent of the Jedi be in the SC universe? I don't think there's really an equivalent. Everybody's pretty much contained in the government. Closest might be the advocacy, but...
Well, we use beams, not the force, right? So that's how we move stuff around.
Oh crap, I can't fly straight there. All right, we're set.
Okay.
I've got party markers for Graven Song, but no one else. Doesn't matter if we stick together.
I can kick you and add you back in. Not even letting me see who's in the party. All right, that's good. I'm gonna try and leave the party, see who becomes the leader.
Says me.
All right, can you invite me back in?
The ramp is off the ground a little bit, so getting back on might be a little bit of a fidget back.
All right, I will move the ship.
Gravity here. Oh, just one.
Come on. We want to all head over in one vehicle.
Give me 1 second. All right. Let's move this.
It's good looking paint, Craven.
Oh, thank you.
That'll
The
work.
Lunar Festival one. It's big and red like a tomato.
Not bad. What do you guys think of the paints that they're preparing for this event coming up?
I think they look pretty cool, especially the Hurston ones.
The black and yellow?
Oh, I have not seen the paints. They posted
neither have I.
them.
I think I don't like the ArtCorp ones as much, but I think that's because they're washed out. I think
Oh, I
when
see
they're
them.
in game, they're gonna look good.
They're kind of plain looking. I think that makes sense, though. Somebody had a really good point. I think it was Nerfly had a good point in the Discord that these are likely the skins that they're using for the company, like the actual NPCs that fly company ships in the game. These are probably just those, and they're allowing us to earn them now, which does align with what they said in CitizenCon 2023. I don't think they're supposed to be particularly flashy.
Ooh, that's rain.
Oh shoot! Just started raining.
Dynamic
Through the
range.
ship.
Just that one.
That's awesome.
Wow. That's new.
I've not
And like the
seen it
lighting
where it starts
shifts and
raining.
everything because the freaking cloud
Yeah,
is rolling in front of the
look-
sun.
Look how dark it is now.
Dude, that's wild.
How's the what's the ground look like? Can you see whether the puddles are forming yet? I'm trying to find some dirt. But...
I can't see any here.
Not yet. Oh wow, I got a lot darker.
All right, let's get out. Let's get over there.
Okay.
I'll just close up my Kirak. I'll hop in here for a sip.
Over there.
These clouds just blanketed the sky. It's amazing how much it changed the lighting and the mood.
We don't even have RTX yet.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, all this without global illumination. It's gonna look crazy when they do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll have water collection systems when your base requires fresh water.
I was just thinking that as well, actually, with the way that we see the water pooling on the ground.
Yeehaw.
And we're out of the storm. Almost. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. There's
small
water
storm.
on the ground over here, where we're driving.
Oh,
So
so I
must
guess
have
the storm
come
came
this-
from here.
Yeah.
Anywhere in particular you want me to go?
Nope. I'm sure there'll be NPCs outside, so we don't have to park too close.
Go where the
Good
NPCs are.
strategic spot.
Okay, narratively speaking, which company do you want to take over the regeneration project?
Probably Microtech.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Doesn't look like any NPC spawned in though. We're pretty good to go ahead and exfil. All right, coming to join you guys. All right, let's move in. First floor.
Components.
Guns is.
Open by itself.
Looks like we don't have any NPC spawns going on here. Ooh, I found the Sterling helmet.
Somebody left a store box here for us.
Yep. And that seems to make sense.
Wait, isn't this the same building layout they did for that arena commander thing when everything was mini inside the hab?
Yep.
I thought so.
We're in the
It's
same place.
it's the arena commander map known as the Doctor.
Oh, they've been using the boxes to glitch through the doors. That's lame.
Oh, because you can't get the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing here.
Found some
The
on the wall here.
spawn boxes are all empty and open. No NPCs walking around. Guess means no key cards. Functional. Which might mean no loot? Weird that these are broken when the...
outside.
Huh?
You're looking at the spawn boxes, the loot boxes outside.
I saw a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, I may have accidentally grabbed those on the way through.
Your team's work is meant for your team. Please keep conversations to a minimum.
Fine.
Hmm. Bro, I want the loot. Where do we find these key cards? First step.
I think it's an admin room or a security room that we can get into.
Need to get to. We need to find. Yeah, there's no NPCs, so we can't get a jacket.
Any attractions to your immediate supervisor. Do not disclose
If we could just get into that room upstairs, though.
Did you see the shooting range that's here with the Velikar on it?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty
Headshots.
Cool. Yeah.
Can we like jump across that gap? That's a huge gap.
Nope, just straight vault.
Remember, working in here is priceless. Always protect your work.
Emails and
Few
stuff.
Shots off. Maybe get a few shots off to see if you can aggro any NPC hiding in a corner somewhere.
Just a little call out. Hello?
We're here to kill you, don't worry.
Your team's work is meant for your team.
A teammate in capper and tractor you. Not a bad idea. I'm in. Come on up to the data processing door and I'll let you in.
Do that.
So you can jump that gap.
You can indeed.
Remember, the work we do here is priceless. Always protect your work.
Alright, thank you.
Once we're all up here, I'll start the counter. I've got enough ports. I'm looking for the prism. All right. We're all here.
Is meant for your team. Please keep conversations to a minimum.
Oh, I just picked up a card.
Oh, the arrowhead sniper, I wanted that.
Whoops. 6, 2, 5, 1, 3.
Identification accepted. Press to confirm.
Confirming.
Stand by.
Let's go.
This will be interesting to see if it forces them to spawn.
I heard it does. Even if they're glitched out. Yep, there they are.
Oh, jeez.
Fire at will.
Oh. Yeah, jumpy arrows.
Coming right on the backside.
up top. They're in the room behind us.
Oh, yeah, they're inside.
Oh, they're in the. Oh, yeah, they're up.
Yeah, they come through the other side.
Oh.
Need the other code. Somebody go to the terminal. I'll tell you what it is.
I'm
Oh,
outside.
it's just the wrong freaking thing. Where's the other computer? Is it 62513? Try that.
It's continuing. We just hit the hit
Yeah?
continue on the screen.
Oh, okay.
It's just a still prompt.
Oh.
More coming through the rear door.
Roger that, covering the front atrium.
Hey now. Windows down.
Maybe. Yep.
Anyone got a grenade real quick?
%.
Yeah, and stepping back for a bit. Need to get some more ammo. All right, I'm back in.
That key card's ready to grab.
Roger that, grabbing. Alright, I guess from here we go. Is there like a reset where you can come and get another card or something, or is that it?
I haven't seen one, but I assume it probably resets every 30 minutes or so. So we could just go to a different location and be faster, probably.
Yeah, we can go hit the ASD location then.
Does that mean we're going for the worm?
Dude. I think I just lost all of my stuff.
Oh yeah, you're.
Oh.
Yeah, you're.
Did you just swap to 0?
Now.
I put on
Oh, no,
the...
yeah, you have nothing on it. You're just holding your gun.
Yeah.
That's new.
I put on the Sterling suit.
Oh, that was,
and it just deleted everything else that I had.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's all gone.
Did it not swap it into the box?
No.
Oh, that's what it's supposed to do. Oh, hold on. That's working as intended.
Yeah, common Star Citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, there's just orc,
Yeah,
orc,
tomato.
orc, orc green
I got
armor
a
in there. There's
backpack full
nothing
of loot, so.
All of my.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll put a quartz on the rack there for you.
All right.
Yeah, I just need to put a weapon away.
Lights going out. Oh, we lost a light. Going to the kitchen. What happened to my item recovery technology?
Oh, I can't place guns. Okay, I'll just put this on the floor. Yeah.
Dang, man.
Right. There's a quartz at my feet, tomato. And I'll drop a pile of ammo for it too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully that all stacks. There you go. You have no helmet though, so
Yeah,
is there a
I'll have to
helmet
find one.
with this? Okay, cool. That's right.
Pick one up.
Just grab there's a heavy. Well, there's a heavy outside this door here. In this pile, here he is.
Or just regular heavy helmet with.
My God, can you only wear the Sterling helmet with the Sterling armor?
Oh, because it's an undersuit. It's an undersuit, not armor. That's right. To be fairly honest, there'll be another Sterling suit in Spawn.
Wait, the Sterling suit counts as an undersuit?
Yeah, it's the same as the Fat Man suit from RSI for all the environmental suits. Entertaining.
Guess now I gotta find a Sterling helmet.
Kimball's got one. Trying to get my way back to you guys.
Man, this thing does not sound good. Might be the sound glitch, but this thing should sound like the guns from the Matrix.
It used to.
Oh, the thing they used to stun the Sentinels.
Yeah, screaming gun. There's got to be another helmet in here. You can keep that one.
I think Gimbal said he had one on him, possibly.
Yeah, so I mean, like you should be able to keep that one.
Here we go. Okay, oh, here it is. On the floor.
Thank you. Put it on, man. Okay. Now I'm back up to bare minimum. So came here, did not find the shotgun I wanted. Lost everything else that I brought.
Year 0 item recovery, and that there is nothing left.
All right, well, let's get out of here.
To the vehicle.
Shotgun I'll find at Lazarus. But I mean, we just lost the cards. And I only have 15 minutes.
The last man.
I'm getting on.
Yep, press the wrong button. Try and place a weapon.
Last man. An unsuccessful loot run. How'd you guys do? Did you get anything good?
Nope, just the standard stuff.
Well, I got the arrowhead sniper rifle.
Oh, that's
nice.
not bad.
I feel that location and Hathor share a similar kind of loot pool. Give or take an
Yeah.
age.
This was a reverse loot run. It took your loot from you.
Yeah, man. I looted the location looted me. So it's the Lazarus location is where all the good stuff is. Oh, Toter Kenny subbed. I'm sorry, I missed that. Toter Kenny's been here just about as long as possible. 47 months subbed up on Twitch. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. Thank you for helping us keep the stream going.
Right.
Maverick, what armor is that you're wearing? The chest plate.
Should be the Morozov. Yeah, remember that.
Chateau.
Yeah, this is our standard orc. Oh no, sorry, this is.
Thank you so much for the super chat, the super sticker on YouTube. That means a lot. Thank you so much. You guys need more help? I could probably join in a couple for the next phase. Unfortunately, I can't do the next phase. We got the cooking stream to get to after this. How do you think they'll refill those loot boxes? I don't know. They were obviously emptied from the last people who got there. There wasn't that much stuff in there. Don't know how often they refill. Not opening for you? Oh.
I got it.
Goes.
Guess at least I have an exploration suit now.
Yeah, you can go exploring.
Can I put this in the suit locker yet? I just stand here and act like I'm the suit.
You can stand there and look like you're the suit. I mean, you can put it in the suit locker. It's just, you know, it's not going to be hanging up. It'll just be a box on the ground inside of it.
I'll just stay right here. Forever. Got to lock me in there, I know it.
Actually, yeah, you
There's
do
a button
look
to get
like,
out now.
like a suit in the suit locker.
Okay, where can I even store this though? Is there inventory on this ship somewhere?
Oh yeah, there should be a personal inventory. I think it's in the
There's
head,
inventory near the
like-
med beds.
Near the med beds, okay. Whoa. Okay, the suit's too big for that.
There's usually storage near the bunks.
But yeah, there's storage in here, Tomato, in the heads or the crew.
Okay.
It's got 650k storage, so should be able to jam that in.
Oh, did I try to store it on myself? There we go. All right, I will take you guys back. Or shall I drop you guys off?
Oh, I can just log in here. It's fine.
Yeah, I might just log.
Okay.
Time
And
to,
Graven Song, you
go
got
make
your ship.
breakfast and kick the tires and light the fires.
Enjoy your breakfast. Thanks for joining me for this unsuccessful loot run.
Hey, it's all a learning experience, man.
This is your captain speaking. Doesn't seem like any of you bought a ship today, so we were unsuccessful. Thanks for trying.
Appreciate you putting that on us.
All your fault. How do I take off, man? There we go.
Fire ship.
Bye, ASD facilities. We hate you. This ship is great. I really enjoy this ship.
Does it feel better now that they increased the speeds and agility?
I don't even really know what it felt like before. I can't speak to that. It's certainly pretty maneuverable, though, except for when you're drifting in atmosphere or in vacuum.
I'm gonna jump down to activity. Cheers, it was fun. See you next time.
All right. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out.
See you, buddy.
You almost bought. You thought about buying a ship today, then abandoned your car. It's all your fault. Probably your fault, Darth. Come on, Molin. I've heard they changed the Starlancer series. Yes, I don't know what to or what from, but it has indeed changed. You just put a drink on my dashboard?
Nope. It's a personal care product.
Some deodorant?
Well, you're flying around naked, buddy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so I have great air circulation. I don't need any deodorant.
According to you.
In space, nobody can smell you stink.
It's a vacuum wrap. There's not enough air to transport the smell.
Alright, I'm a bed log from here, I think.
That's all good. I'm exit from here too.
Alright, maybe Friday. Maybe Friday, folks. We'll try Lazarus out, I guess. Annoying. Maybe I'll make it an official activity so we can get... At least we can split off into different groups.
Well, if we know the night before, then we can be a little bit more organised to be at the location or close by at least.
Yeah.
Post it
Yeah.
up and I'll look.
I'll be logged off from right here, so I can just log back on and start in the area at least.
Yeah, that's the thing.
See, man, when you listen to people talk about Pyro or Star Citizen, you would think we would have been attacked by now. Just floating out here.
It's just 11 people.
Yeah, I guess the question you'd ask is where is everybody on this server if they're
But
not
that's-
over here?
That's the thing is, like, even if it was 50 people, it's the system's so goddamn big.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it does ask the question as to how far spread are we going to be with 5 systems?
Yeah. Stubborn when it comes to drinky poos. Dude, I need the proper drink if I'm a drink. All right? I'm talking about that Pyro radiation water. Okay? I'm talking about that Valakar sweat. I only drink the most hardcore of liquids in this verse.
Essence of Valakar.
Does that make you like shake a little bit?
That's the reverse tequila, where the worm is the drink as opposed to the liquid. Right?
190 proof tequila right there.
Well, you mentioned
Go
the
and look at
Valakar
Valakar.
sweat. What I keep hearing is that the name for the irradiated Valakar is pickle, so it's pickle juice.
Pickle juice, dude. Drink plenty of
Is that why they put
Pyro
is that
pickle
why they put
juice.
pickles in the game?
I'm pretty sure that's the joke. There's a bunch of pickles in the game, and if you
Yeah.
look at irradiated Valakar, it looks like a big pickle.
I noticed that. There's
Yeah.
pickles everywhere.
I think that's the joke. I think that that specific Valakar is called pickle.
Huh. Big pickle. Oh! Hey, they did the very, very janky mirror glitch. It's so funny when you move around, like you can tell that your head's not moving because it's supposed to be the camera. Yeah, it looks so like ugly.
300 years into the future and we still don't have a reflection because we're all just vampires.
A nice collarbones, though. The way the perspective changes. Or rather, doesn't. Oh, I guess because it's not actually a mirror, it's a camera. Okay.
It's a camera, yeah. It's a camera. It's still, yeah. It's tier 0, right? Sure.
Got myself thrown off of the sink. Can I do that again? That's dramatic. Whoa! Passing out over here. You guys going down to the activity? What are they doing?
No, what are they doing? What are you mining, is it?
Ah, mining. Nice, that's fun. I haven't done mining in too long.
Yeah, we do need to set up a mining activity. Oh wait, there's one right there.
Oh, look at that.
Get a little bit in on the half-hour line at mine events. A little bit.
That is true. You're about to spend an entire patch just about doing it, so.
Probably do some mining when the that global event comes online. Resource gathering.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great.
Well, you
I
wanted
think
the
mining's
Prism
probably one
Shotgun,
of the
that's
best ways to do it.
You wanted the Prism Shotgun, that's one of the awards for the next event, so.
Oh. Guessing it becomes account locked.
Well, yeah, and I think it comes color-coded based on the faction, so.
Yeah, I'd like that. All right, let me go double check on the cooking stream, folks. Be right back. I'll give you some music to listen to. We're about to go make some ravioli. It's gonna be delicious, y'all. I think I'm getting sick. Like a little bit of a sore throat, slightly sniffly nose. Gonna get Mrs. Tomato sick. Y'all want me to drink a drink? Did I drink a drink? Can I drink this shaving cream that you gave me?
I'm not sure. You could try.
It's whipped cream.
Oh, it's whipped cream? Can I shave with this whipped cream? Smooth to touch. I don't know if it's whipped cream. I don't know if that's how they describe whipped cream.
Would be pretty crazy if the game added things like DayZ does, where you've got to shave, otherwise you grow facial hair.
Love that.
Oh, like
It's a cool thing in DayZ. You just, with this massive beard, if you just ignore it, look like a caveman.
I hope they add something like the beard tonic for Red Dead, so you just have it all pop in at once if you glitch it.
Ooh. Gimble's Fury is still here. Yeah, there's a Carrick sitting outside I could go attack.
I got a Pisces in mind. Dogfight.
Ooh. The fleet battle. See any news pop up recently? Any dev talk going on?
Just hop in the bed so people start complaining about how thirsty your character is.
Never. Yeah, there's a lot of talk on the turbulence. Really just like a lot of the people were giving some feedback in Spectrum, and Yogi actually answered quite a bit of it. Here you could see that in response to a lot of the stuff somebody was saying. He mentioned jackpot on this as Loki dropped a lot of what looks like glitches that were going on, stuff that needed to know. Basically pointed out where one of the issues were, and I could instantly see the code. Flight model wasn't cleaning out wind information after it left a wind zone, so you get very stormy winds. Should be fixed in 4.2.1. For the time being, we're turning off the ground turbulence in PTU. We might turn it on case-by-case basis. Depends on how much we'll have until the 4.2.1 ships. So it does seem like they're still going to try and get this into the 4.2.1 patch. They just have it turned off for now because of bugs.
Yeah, I've been noticing it in the hangar. Like, just lots of turbulence just floating my hangar. It's like, I don't think that's correct.
It says here that the turbulence effect is meant to only give a very small flavor effect. Putting the "it's the future" question aside, we don't want super static ships. That's why the future was added. Either way, the ground turbulence is not meant to wildly move your ship around. We're looking into it because the offsets are seemingly much higher.
Right.
Yeah, I'm wondering how this fits into their overall ideas for the flight model. I think that I'm really hoping that they go the way of when you do hover, it doesn't actually do anything to you other than wear down your thrusters, and they leave it up to you whether or not you want to wear down your thrusters. Like, it doesn't actually make you sway around a bunch or anything like that. It just stresses your ship out more.
I guess it's just part of the hover function, right? It's effectively what you're doing when you take off. You're just hovering, and your downwards facing thrusters are generating heat, and if you don't have VTOL, it just gathers faster and maybe makes the ship. I mean, I wouldn't bother me if as the thrusters start to overheat, the ship starts to wobble as they start to lose performance.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an indicator that your ship is taking not damage, but it's losing efficiency or some kind of
need that communication.
Thrusters. Yeah. How
All right,
else
guys.
are they going to explain it other than a red flash light?
We're gonna get going to the cooking stream. Everybody, if you would like to join us from YouTube, we can't do that one from YouTube, so I'll drop the link there in chat for you. There it is. Mrs. Tomato dropped it, actually. Didn't work for me. Bot ignoring me. And on Twitch, you guys don't even have to worry. I'm gonna raid you right into it. We'll be over in the kitchen. We're about to grab a drink. make some food, have a good time. It's conversation and just a love of food all around. You guys can come in and ask questions about Star Citizen, about Jump Ship, about Osiris, the new Expanse game, whatever you want to talk about. We're always open to it, but happy to see the community in there. It's always a good time. Thank you so much, Taryn, for the sub, finishing us off for the day, at least in terms of space stuff. And I will see you all over in the kitchen. Thanks again for being here, folks. Hope you got some fun out of today. I promise we'll do some more looting on Friday, and I think we'll be more successful. Also, board gameplay on Saturday. Come check it out. Come join us. And yeah, I'll see y'all around. Hey, looking forward to seeing you over there, Jay. Taryn, thank you for the bits as well. All right, y'all. I said I'd see you around, and now I actually have to see you around. See you guys on Discord as well. Thanks for playing. Bye, everybody.